I found out my sister isn't my biological sibling when she needed my kidney all my life. Emily was my little sister, the one who followed me everywhere, borrowed my clothes without asking, and knew exactly how to make me laugh when I was down. We looked different hurt and she had our dad's auburn hair and green eyes while I had dark hair and brown eyes like mom, but nobody ever questioned it. And Moi can look different, right? And last year at 32, Emily's kidney started failing. Aggressive, rare disease doctors said she needed a transplant fast. I volunteered immediately. We did the preliminary tests and I was in perfect health. Just a blood test to confirm compatibility, the doctor said with an encouraging smile. 3 days later, my parents asked me to come over. The moment I walked in, I knew something was wrong. Mom's eyes were swollen from crying. Dad couldn't look at me. The blood test results came back. Mom said softly, "You are not a match." I shrugged. That happens, right? Us Chobe aren't always compatible. The silence that followed was deafening. It's not about compatibility, Dad finally said. You two, you don't share the same DNA. The room tilted. What are you saying? Mom reached for my hand. Before you were born, I had multiple miscarriages. After you, I couldn't get pregnant again. We wanted another child so badly. So you adopted Emily? I finished, trying to make sense of it. They exchanged glances. No, Dad whispered. We adopted you. The world stopped. Every childhood memory flashed through my mind, suddenly reconfigured. The family photos where I looked just like Aunt Marie, the offhand comments about my throwback genes. Why didn't you tell me? My voice sounded distant, like it belonged to someone else. We were going to, Mom sobbed, when you were old enough, but then enough time passed, and it seemed like it would only hurt you to know. I walked out without another word, drove to a park and sat there until sunrise, my phone buzzing with their calls and texts. Emily called next morning. Are you okay, Mom? And Dad told me everything. You didn't know either? I asked. No, she said quietly, but it doesn't change anything. You are still my annoying big sister. I laughed through tears. I can't help you now. I can't give you my kidney. I don't care about that, she said fiercely. I care about you. For weeks I avoided my parents, dodged their calls, made excuses to cancel plans. I was mourning something I couldn't name, the identity I thought I had. Then Emily got worse. Hospital admission, dialysis, her name moving up the transplant list, but not fast enough. I visited her daily one afternoon. I found her reviewing old family videos on her laptop. She was watching footage from my 6th birthday. Look at this, she said, pointing to the screen. Dad was filming as I unwrapped presents, and Mom leaned down to whisper something in my ear. The way she looked at me, there was no mistaking that love. Blood doesn't make family, Emily said softly. That does. That night, I went to my parents' house. They opened the door, faces anxious. I have questions, I said, about my biological parents, about why you chose me, about everything you've never told me. Mom nodded, tears streaming. We'll tell you everything. We talked until morning. I learned my birth mother was 19, a college student not ready for a child, that my parents had waited 3 years to adopt me, that they'd interviewed with dozens of agencies before being chosen. We didn't tell you because we were afraid, Dad admitted. Afraid you'd feel different. Afraid you'd want your birth parents more than us. That's not how love works, I said, finally understanding. It's not a competition. 2 months later, Emily got her transplant from an anonymous donor. As she recovered, our family began healing too, turned differently than before, but maybe stronger. Last week, I started the process to find my birth mother, not to replace my family, but to understand the full story of who I am. My parents are helping me search, and Emily insists on being there if I ever meet her. After all, she says, who better to tell embarrassing stories about you than your sister?